Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. Welcome back to Spartan923 Gaming. I'm your host, Spartan923, aka Firehawk5150, aka Lucas. And we are back in Assassin's Creed Shadows, where we had completed another mission against the Shin Bakfu, which I think we have a few members left and a few new circles to close, if possible. So we're going to be looking into those today. If I seem like I'm a little muted, in this case quiet, it's because I had a very rough day and got news today that was very, very, very annoying, and you're probably going to hear about it today. So, yeah, but at discretion of people involved in the story, I will not be using any names, and it sounds like I have people coming down. Oh, there's a people. Oh, are you going to chew all the sticker off of those too? Huh? Huh? Yeah. A bugga, 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 bugga. Yes, hello.
See, I got a train and a fire truck.
Oh, mommy, I'm trying to get you some closer. All right. Okay. So, let's see. As far as our schedule goes, Thursday we'll either be in Ark Survival Ascended with the guys, or we'll be in Portal 2 with Clay Dude, and doing some Uno after that, since I know we won't be able to do 4 hours in Portal. Then Saturday we'll be resuming our Gojulus build, which, by the way, I've looked at all of those models. Only one's available. It's and the Death Stinger, no. The Red Horn, no. Just the Weasel unit gun sniper is available. So, but $45 is not too terrible. So, but anyway, but if you, we are currently sitting at, well, it looks like I had a bot cleaning come through, so my numbers say 146, but my count says 147. So if we could get 4 to 3 new followers, that would be great to get us to our 150 follower goal. That'd be awesome. It helps gets our buddy. It helps get our videos mentioned and suggested to people who will come and watch. And if you do want to help out the channel directly, we greatly appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button, because that helps number one, you, by getting rid of ads, and number two, helps us with our server fees, maintenance fees, groceries, and diapers for this little guy. So, yeah, see? Making noise now. Squeaker. Squeaker. Squeaker, 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 squeak, 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 squeak. Nah. No. I want to peel off the stickers of these. Okay. But yeah, so that's all I've got for announcements-wise. So I'm going to give the baby back over to his mama. Yeah, there you go.
We wanted to come down before night.
Well, Auntie Freddie's in the chat, so she wants to say hi.
Say hi, Auntie Freddie.
All right. And so with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and get on into the game. So see you there in a second. All right. Whoops. Got to hit that. Beep. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and he starts crying. Yep. Okay. All right, so let's hit that. All right, so I guess, like it says, there's going to be a rant. So for some of you know that over the last month or two, last few months, weeks, possible, me and our buddy Zoomzel have been dealing with a bit of an issue at our employment. We had someone who just spontaneously, though it seemed to have been planned for months in advance, but we weren't told about it till a day before. We had an employee go on medical leave, which I understand. Sometimes it's short notice, but this person knew about it 6 months in advance. That's why I sound a little annoyed at the moment. At first, when I heard about it, I'm like, oh, something must have came up. I hope everything's okay. But then, after my boss looked into it, they apparently had planned it without telling any of the management except for HR 6 months in advance, and then didn't tell anyone and lied about it. So when asked about it, they said nothing. And when and they didn't say anything till the day before. And then I had someone walk up to me and say, hey, no, you're covering so-and-so for about a month and a half, right? And I'm like, I never, ever.
This is all over. We should all gather together out here and fly kites. You can be a responsible adult and still have a child's heart, you know?
Like, no one told me anything about covering somebody. So they're like, oh, great. That's just great. I'm like, and so I messaged my boss, and my boss goes, they never told me anything. And I'm like, oh, that's just great. So what are we going to do? And so we ended up having a meeting that morning, figured out what was going on, and vented our frustrations for a little bit. But the thing is that today was the day that they were supposed to come back. So, yesterday, Zoomzel and I were getting things ready for said return. Making sure things were caught up, everything was up to speed and all that. And then today, I get a text message from Zoomzel saying, hey, I'm not going to make it in. I pinched a nerve in my shoulder. I'm like, okay, that's fine. We can deal with that. So, yeah, so, bleh, So I'm like, okay, well, that's great. I'll just have to cover for him today. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. So I let my boss know, and we get things going. And then, of course, I'm like, yeah, so-and-so should be back, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. Well, my boss usually shows up a few hours later than all of us. And I'm like, maybe I should go check to see if they're here. I'm like, yeah, there's no harm in that. And so I went to go check it out, and I come to find they aren't there. I'm like, really? I'm like, you know what? Maybe they're not. Maybe they're just away from their desk. Maybe they just need to go deal is something. And I'm like that could usually happen. That's not a big deal. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So I went and I had a meeting with my boss and said, how's everything going? I'm like, oh, it's going fine, but I don't think so and so is here. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I didn't see them. They may have been away from their desk. I haven't seen them. And it's like, okay, well, we might want to look into that. I'm like, well, then we'll go ahead and look into that. So I went out there, and I then got asked, ooh, a vault. I then got asked to check some stuff that normally that person would do. I'm like, oh, is so and so not here? And like, no, is Zoomzel not here? And I'm like, no, he wrenched his shoulder. And he's like, oh, dude, that sucks. And like, oh, could you? And I'm like, yeah, I could check stuff. So I went and checked stuff. I'm like, well, that's just great. And so I went and told my boss. I'm like, hey, they aren't here. And so I'm like, oh, well, that's just wonderful. So she goes, talks to that person's manager, and we come to find out that they extended their med leave. For the reasons of the medical leave, I'm not going to say because that's that person's private business. That's why I'm not saying the names or anything like that. But it was a good long medical leave they were already out on. And I figured it was a little... I mean, people recover and deal with things certain ways faster or slower than others, so I can't really harp on that, but it's just how things are handled by this person. And the thing that really bothered me at first was I put my reputation on the line for this person because I trained them. I trained them for the position they were in, and the way that they handled this situation embarrassed me. And the thing is that, and this is speculation. This is speculation and conjecture. So it could be my brain overreacting. So don't anyone go like, oh yeah, you have every right to be upset or anything like that. No. This needs to be heard out. All sides need to be observed on this, and since I'm not revealing all of the information because of privacy, I don't think it's fair for anyone to take a side on this. So please don't go taking a side on this or anything because it just wouldn't be fair. I'm just telling a storied event. If that's how we want to look at it, that's how we're going to look at it, is I'm telling a storied event. So... but I trained this person, and I told this person, I'm like, there are people here that you need to watch out for. There are people here that have very negative views on things and how things are done, and they will try to convince you that their way of thinking is correct, and they can get you in a lot of trouble. And the thing is that they'll get you in a lot of trouble, and they won't care. Because if they don't get in trouble, that's the only thing, is they're not looking to, they're not looking to be your friend. They're looking to use you as a scapegoat. Because they're going to use you as a way to, I call it megaphoning, which is where you are too afraid to ask your own questions, so you use someone else to do your dirty work, so to speak. And so I told him, I said, I know I've been with these people for 5 years, and I know that they are people that don't like doing anything extra. They don't like putting in any extra effort beyond the bare minimum. And if you ask them to do more, they're insulted by it. They take it like you're trying to force them to do more than they should, and they then demand more compensation for it than they've earned, in my opinion. And I will say one thing about this is I had worked with these people for several years, like 5 years before getting into the position I am now. And oh, baby Bray. And the thing is, all through those 5 years, opportunities that these guys could have taken to improve their situation, they refused to, because in their terms, nah, that's just a company wanting to. The company will never accept anyone like us to do that job. They'll never give it to anyone here. They always give it to someone outside of the company. And we were at a time where the company, number one, this was like right outside of lockdown. So the company was looking to take anyone from inside the company to keep from having to hire anyone from outside. So it was a big deal. And I'm like, you guys are really rejecting this opportunity because of that. So, I mean, I applied for some of the positions that came in. One was a management position, which ended up not working because of my lack of experience, which I completely understood. The person who was leading the hiring said, I don't want you to take this personal. I don't want you to have this discourage you. Believe me, the only reason you didn't get the job was because this person had several more years of management than you. And I'm like, well, I have 0 management. So, perfect. And like, that's a lot of stress off my back. And then that person said, well, I want you to know that there's this other position that I think you'd be perfect for in quality control. And so I ended up going into quality control. So I did, and I've moved up. I've got better pay. I've gotten several raises to a much better paycheck that's more stable for my family and all that. So I'm doing very well. And these guys all had these opportunities. They all had these opportunities. No one said that they couldn't. No one said that they shouldn't. No one ever said that these guys never had an opportunity to do this. So, the thing is that before I took the job, I told these guys, I'm like, hey, do you guys think I should do this? And they said, hey, man, that's your choice. But I'm sure if you think it's a good step for you, go for it, man. And they seemed very supportive of it. And I was like, okay, that's cool. These guys are being supportive about this. This is nice. And then, so I applied. I got the job. And then once I got the job and my last day came around in that position, I was kind of expecting kind of a send-off or something like that. Only one person congratulated me. One person. And it was my old manager. My old manager said, hey, at around 11:30, 12 o'clock, keep your schedule clear. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, keep your schedule clear. I'm taking you to lunch. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. So I got taken out to lunch, and he kind of looked at me while I was eating, and he saw I was a bit bummed out. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And I'm like, "I just kind of expected a bit more, you know?" He's like, "What do you mean a bit more? Like better lunch?" I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I kind of expected more people to be happy for me. I mean, I told all these guys that put in all this work, and I kind of at least expected someone to come up and say, 'Hey, congratulations, good job.'" And of course, he's like, "Well, yeah, that's kind of how it goes, though. Some people just aren't happy with anything, and then when they see someone else succeed, instead of being happy for them, they're just jealous that they missed the opportunity to, or refused to take the opportunity to, and all that." So that really, but I'm like, but I never once like gloated or rubbed it at anyone's face or said, "Hey, you don't." Said, "Look at what I did, and you missed out," and ha ha ha. And so I was never loudmouthed or anything about it. So I will say, I'm a bit of a naive person. I like to think that people have good intentions most of the time, and that there's good in most people, and yada yada yada. It makes me feel hopeful, and so yeah, call me stupid, call me naive if you want, but I genuinely was hoping for some type of just send off. And I mean, yeah, I get it. No one needs a pat on the back or congratulations or anything like that. I get that. It's more just I really hoped that the people who I thought were my friends for 5 years were my friends. But then, of course, I remembered. I'm like, well, when it comes down to it, when it comes down to work, people you think are your friends aren't really your friends. And you just need to accept the fact that that's that. And they aren't your friends, they're your coworkers, and you just need to accept it. And I'm like, so that was a hard pill for me to swallow, but I did. And I genuinely got past it and started doing my other job. And I was still friendly with everyone. I was still decent and accommodating and all that. But then I just started noticing changes in people. And then one person who apparently never liked being told no, I saw him doing something that was wrong, and I said, "Hey, you can't do that," and he ignored me. I'm like, "You can't do that." He's like, "I'm going to do it." It's like, "I don't care." I'm like, he's like, "Yeah, well, I need that part." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm doing my damn job, so why the hell are you making my job harder?" And I was like, "You know what? Screw this." And I stormed off. I stormed past my old boss, and I went to my boss. And I said, "Hey, this guy just pulled this move, and I'm going to shut down the line." And he's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa." He's like, "You can't just shut down the line without reasoning." I'm like, "I've got reasoning. He's using a quarantine part." He's like, "Oh, well, that's a thing." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a part that they put on a quarantine cart, and you are not allowed to take those parts." So this guy decided to just say, "Screw you, I'm going to take what parts," even if it's a good part on a bad piece of material, you aren't supposed to touch it. It's quarantined for a reason. And if you were going to use it for parts, you shouldn't have quarantined it. So I stood up to him and told him no. And then I told him, like, "So what do I do?" He's like, "Do you see the lift that he's building?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, quarantine that lift." I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." And I did. And he got so furious with me. The guy never spoke to me again. never acknowledged who I was ever. And I said, look. And he started going, he's like, so, this is how it is? I'm like, this is how what is? He's like, so that's how it's going to be, huh? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. You broke a rule, and I stood up for myself. I don't know why in the world you, of all people, would think that that's a bad thing. And the thing is that I knew this guy's mindset in the sense of he used to be kind of buddy-buddy with a previous manager, and I found out that that previous manager only put me in a higher position because of the because of another guy suggesting me to be in there because he wanted things a certain way. By a certain way, I mean falling along the lines of a very racist mindset. So, oh, hey, thank you, Rio. The Apple TV is in the front room. It should be up there. I mean, did you try behind the couch? Or over by the mailboxes stuff? The mail bins? It should be somewhere around there. Hang on, I might have to go find this Apple TV remote. I don't know how I'm lost in this cave. Hang on. Megalithic cave. Oh, megalithic vault. Okay. Okay. I see what I gotta do. All right. Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta go find this remote. Yeah. Be right back. And I'm back. Alright, where was I in the middle of my gripe? Oh, yeah. So, long story short, that guy never spoke to me again or never treated me like I was actually, like, a person of importance ever again. Which, honestly, I didn't care. It bothered me, though, that someone who I respected and stuff like that started treating me like that. So, that was a bit of a thing. And I would even ask people, like, why is he so mad at me? I did my job. I did what I was supposed to do. I don't understand why he's so angry at me. And they're like, don't worry about it. And then I just started noticing more people and more people not talking to me. I'm like, what is this seriously about, guys? Seriously. I'm like, it makes no sense for people to be treating me like this. I'm like, all I've done is the only thing I've done is just my job, so I don't see why anyone should be treating me like dirt. And but then, of course, this one person who works with us who loves to stir the rumor mill started making up lies and stories about me, saying that I was picked for my position because of my being buddy-buddy with the manager, which was not true. Him and I just got along very well. In all honesty, that had nothing to do with it. It's not like we hung outside of work or anything, so that was a bull-faced lie. And then the same person was making up stories about how I was trying to purposely get them in trouble, and I was purposely making their jobs harder and stuff like that, to where my boss is like, I don't see why people are treating you like this. This is ridiculous. And they ended up having HR come out and talk to people about it and see why everyone was getting so pissy about it, and everyone denied that they were. So it never went anywhere, and I said, I'm like, look, it's getting to the point of where I feel I should probably quit because these people are treating me so badly. And they said, no, we'll talk to these people and we'll let it be known that this is not acceptable. And if they have a problem, I'm like, if they have a problem, they can come talk to me directly. I'm not afraid of these people. And she's like, you say that like someone's actually threatened you or something. I'm like, well, there is something that I haven't told anyone that I honestly thought I'd keep to myself, but I now think I should be concerned. I said, well, so-and-so once told me when I was put into a position where we were all on kind of equal footing, so to speak. They said, he's like, back before getting to know you and stuff like that, I swear we were going to have some people take care of you. And I'm like, take care of me? Like, what? It's like, I'm like, oh, you mean Dark Alley, never see him again, take care of him. Like, yeah. And I'm like, why? I'm like, why? Why would you ever consider that? What did I do to you? And he's like, oh, that was then. That's not, that's the past. And I'm like, but in the back of my head, I'm like, at first I'm like, I think I can let that go. But it always sat in the back of my head until this point where I started saying that. And I'm like, well, why would someone tell me that? Why would someone tell me that and then be like, not expect me to be upset or worried about it? And I genuinely, I'm like, they've said that to me. I know it's conjecture. It can't be used at all, but this person said it to me. And I now kind of feel that if I had not, if I, that they'd feel that I owe them for not letting them have their way or something and not getting in their way. And this is also a person that does not like anyone telling them what to do. So, and I'm also been a person that has kindly said to him, like, well, if you're not happy with this position you're in, why don't you just leave and find somewhere that you are happy in? Why? And his reasoning, I'd say, was pretty understandable in the sense of he's like, oh, I mean, my kid and all that. I'm like, okay, so your kid. Okay, so you feel that if you quit, your kid's gonna think you're just someone who, when the tough gets going, you just quit. And it's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, that seems ridiculous. And it's like, what do you mean by that? I'm like, it just seems ridiculous in the sense of why would you think that that matters? I mean, you should be showing them that if you're in a bad position, that you should leave the bad position, not just stay there and take it. And that's when I started realizing that, oh, no, this isn't a guy who does that. This is a guy who would rather be in the bad position so that they can complain about it all the time. And then I started noticing things that they were doing to other employees in the sense of getting in other people's heads and kind of gaslighting them to do what they want them to do. So I started watching in meetings that I would have to be part of, and I was like, why would you say... I'm like... And then I would say before meetings, I'm like, you really should just speak up. No one's going to rip your head off for not talking. And for talking. And it's like, you just don't get it, man. You don't get it. You don't get it. And I'm like, maybe try talking. I mean, give them a chance. I mean, I don't see why you think everyone's going to just judge you. And it's like, every time we tell them to do something, they don't do it. And I'm like, well, you think everything's going to be fixed in a day. Why would you expect everything to just be resolved in a day? You should expect that things are going to take time. I'm not going to say it'll be fixed in a week or in a month or anything like that, but I would say you need to give people time to work on their way of fixing things. You got to give a bit of grace and a bit of time. And it's like, nah, doesn't work that way. I'm like, well, at least speak up. Say something. If you don't like it, talk. He's like, doesn't work. And so then I would hear them talking about stuff. And I'm like, well, why don't you bring that up at the next meeting? And then I would see them like talking to someone else and saying, you should say this. You should say this. And they go, does anyone have any questions? And then those two, the guys I'd be saying were complaining the most, would just sit there silent. And then they just glance over at another person. That person be like, well, what about this? And all these things. And like, and I'm like, you were talking about that earlier. Why don't you just talk?
I cannot claim this.
Like, why don't you talk? Why don't you ask the question? Why are you making them ask it for you? And then I just realized, I'm like, oh, because they don't want to hear the negative from their answer. They don't want to hear the, well, actually, situation. I'm like, are you serious? You just cannot stand anyone just saying no to you. Or even giving any type of input, or not even giving, if you don't get the answer you want, you just refuse to hear anyone. I'm like, why is, I'm like, how can you be like this? And then I'm like, well, maybe just from their experience with certain people, it's been bad. And I'm like, I can get that. I can understand that. But, I mean, also there are things in my life I probably will never understand from a certain point of view. And I'm more than willing to accept that I won't always understand everyone that I'm get involved with or anything like that. But I also say I can sympathize. I can try to feel what that is. But yes, I may never fully understand. But don't think I'm an idiot. Don't think I'm just a fool that can't go, oh, that's terrible. I think you should really give a bit more of a benefit of the doubt than just having everyone feel crappy because you didn't get your way. But I genuinely was hoping just some people would just be like, maybe we should try it this way. Maybe if we speak up, because I will say our management before was terrible. And I said, I'm like, no one speaks up because no one cares. And then I would start making suggestions to the new management. I'm like, this is what's going on. And this is what I see. Is there some way we could sit down and talk about this and work this out? It's like, if they come to the table and they want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. I'm like, that's great. That's progress. And I tell everyone, I'm like, look, here's an offer that has been made. They've said they'll hear anyone out. And then instead of listening, they'd be like, nah, that's a lie. There's no way they'd listen to us. No, there's no way. I'm like, why would you just think that? It's so negative. Like, you just don't want a chance. You just don't want things to work for you. I mean, can you... I'm like, is it just impossible for you to just... Anyway, I'm rambling, so I apologize. So long story short, I told the person that I was training, like, just watch out for these people. These guys are never happy, and they only want everyone as miserable as them. And they're like, okay, yeah. Well, after I got them trained and everything else, I set them off, and we had a report. We'd meet every morning, see how they were doing, and all that. And I'm like, okay, so how's this going? Like, oh yeah, well, I get a bit of lip from so and so, and I'm like, well, that makes sense that's happening. But yeah, I'm like, as long as you don't let it bug you, you'll be fine. And they're like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. But then as things went along, I started seeing them cater more and more to those guys, and I'm like, you really need to be careful. These guys can rope you in, and then you'll end up like so-and-so. And because they already dragged one guy down to the point of which any good news, he's like, yeah, well, we're still not going to see anything from it. We're still not going to we're still not going to have anything, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, how are you so screwed up? I'm like, why do you think this? Why? I'm like, how could someone have messed you up so much that, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's, I relate to that. I'm like, they got to him, and they pretty much said, this is how we think, you should think like us, and you'll see the truth, so to speak. I'm like, you really think that that's the way you need to be with people? That is so stupid. But anyway, I started pushing away from those guys because it was just not healthy. And my boss at that time left, and then my new boss when we took in this new person in my position, it's like, okay, that's fine. I understand this, and I even said, I'm like, there's people out there who will not tell you about problems. They will refuse to tell you that there's any problem. And then when you address it and say, well, we'll fix it, we'll work on it, we'll get it figured out, and they'll be like, yeah, sure, you and everyone else. And then I said, I'm like, and when I was training this one person to replace me, I said, they need to be careful, because these people will get in their head. And then when one thing goes wrong, they'll be there to say, see, told you. See, I told you. And I told this person, I'm like, look, I'm like, just hear me out on something. And I was brutally honest. I'm like, look, I'm going to sound terrible. And I hate that I'm going to sound this way. And they saw that it really bothered me what I was about to say, because I don't like talking bad about people. I really don't. It really bothers me. But I said to him, I'm like, this is how this person works. They like to get people in, they like to get them on their side, and then they like to just let them go. And they'll either get you thinking like they'll either get you thinking that you're right and that you can say whatever you want because you're sticking it to the higher ups, or they will let you catch hell for a mistake that they wanted to do. Yasuke.
That was not ideal.
So, yeah, it's very hard to... Oh. I forgot I was still Yasuke.
This looks valuable.
I will bring you.
Oh, I killed him. This isn't fair. Oh. But so then what happened was this person, their position kind of came up into question As in, is their position really needed in our building? And I fought tooth and nail. I was like, we gotta do something. This person put in a lot of work. They don't deserve to just be laid off. And so my boss went to the mat for this. And that term, for those who don't know, is a term of they put everything on the line for this. And I put my own reputation on the line for it. And I said, I'm like, look, this person worked hard, did this. And I would meet with the person. I'm like, here's what we've been talking about. And here's how I see it going. And here's what I suggest that you should look into and stuff like that. And I even said, I'm like, if it doesn't seem to go the way you want it to, definitely consider like looking for another position somewhere if you don't think you can trust me or so and so to get you taken care of. Then by all means, it won't hurt my feelings if you think if you think you need to get a different job in a different position, go for it. And I'm like, I will be the first person to write you a letter of recommendation. I'll give you my contact information, all that. I'm like, I was 100% ready to help them out in any way I can. And then the proposition arose that they were going to be offered a position that they worked around to be capable of them having a job still, but they would be under a different manager and not directly in quality control anymore, which kind of made them upset. And I said, well, look at it this way. I pointed out all of the positives of it. And I'm like, I don't see how this is a negative. I absolutely don't see how in any way you should be seeing this as a negative. It's not that. I'm like, if I could tell you, if I could just explain everything perfectly, I would tell you exactly how this is a benefit to you. And I was just adamantly just trying to tell them, I'm like, you have an opportunity here. This will allow you the ability to say that, to manage your own area, come up with your own method, and everything else to set things up for you. To set things up solely for you. And they're like, I think I'm going to take the job. And I'm like, good. I think that's the best thing you could do. I think all you can do now is just learn. And so then I was like, and so then when, after that position was taken, I started hearing things like they weren't too happy about something. And I'm like, well, why don't you come talk? And then they'd be like, no, I don't really want to talk about it. So I'm like, well, you can always come talk to me about it. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm not going to make anything up. I'm going to be forward and honest with you about everything. And you're like, yeah, I just right now, no. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Just, if you need to, let me know, and we'll discuss it. So... stuck on the stairs. And so I kept then when they stopped like coming and saying, they used to like find time to just come and chat and catch up and stuff like that, and then they stopped. And I was like, well, that's weird. And I was like, I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then so I would make opportunities to come and see him and check on him and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, it's been a little odd that you are like avoiding meeting up with us for stuff. And she'd like start delaying meetings and stuff like that. And then she would say that she's doing fine. I'm sorry. I mean, but it just got so distant, and I'm like, I hope they're okay. And at the time, they ended up having during some of this time they were having medical issues and stuff like that, like before this job happened, and then something rather extreme happened, and they needed time off for that, and they took time off. They came back to this, which I think might have been a bit much. I mean, I could agree that it would be seen as a bit much. And I was like, you know, this... I'm like, but I've just kept seeing, I'm like, I think coming back from this, you will be stronger, you'll be more capable, and I think you should really look into this. And I think because of what happened, it pushed them away further to the people that they shouldn't have been pushed to. And I was more or less like, so they're finding comfort with other people, and that those people are now preying, and in my head, it's like those people are preying on her emotional state at this point. And I'm like, this is just sad. And I'm like, and then I pulled them aside one day, and I'm like, look, you know that I'm happy to help you out in any way I can. I've told this person I will come help you get out of the snow. I will come shovel the walk for you. I will come pick you up if your car's acting up. I'll come change your oil if you need it done. I'm more than willing to come and help you if you need it. All you have to do is ask for it. And they're like, yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, well, I hope you do, because I'm seeing a lot of things that are kind of scaring me. And I'm worried that people are going to take advantage of you. And I'd hate to see you lose good opportunities because of that. And they're like, well, you don't have to worry. I'm like, if you're saying so, then I'm not going to push it. But I did also say that I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, if you ever need me, you just let me know. And sure enough, after that, I never heard from them again. They stopped talking to me. I'd see them, I'd wave at them, but they wouldn't speak to me. I'm like, that's kind of sad. And so I was like, just kind of really bummed out by it. I'm like, did I really just... Excuse me. It really hurt. It was like a friend that you knew for a while that just all of a sudden goes, oh yeah, by the way, you're not my friend anymore. It kind of felt like that. It kind of felt like I lost a friend. And I was rather, like I said, I was rather upset about it. And so I'm just like, okay, if they don't want to talk to me, that's fine. Thank you for the bless you. I appreciate that. So time goes on and such, and then this comes around to where I don't know anything about it. My other co-workers and my boss are like, have you heard anything from so-and-so? I'm like, no. They don't talk to me anymore. And I'm like, they're like, did you guys have... I'm like, no, no fight. Just, they stopped talking to me. And I just haven't heard from them for a while. And I think the last thing I ever... the last thing I ever heard from them was their concerns about the position they were in, and I advised them to take the position. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, and they haven't spoken to me since. And I have seen them hanging around with these folks, so I'm concerned, but I'm not getting involved. I'm like, if they don't want to come talk to me about an issue and they would rather seek guidance from them, then fine. Let that happen. I really feel a bit let down, and if that's the way they want to be, that's the way they want to be. Because I've made plenty of attempts to show them grace and it really just kind of hurt because I put so much effort into helping this person, and the way that they show, and I'm like, I know there's no, you should never really expect anyone to be beholden or anything like that, but I figured at least us having, like, became friends and all that from me training them and all that, that would have meant something. But I'm like, apparently they don't trust me. I'm like, they trust other people, they don't trust me. And that really bothered me a lot. And because, I mean, I don't think there was ever a time where I said, and I even said to him, I'm like, look, if there's one thing I will do, I will fight tooth and nail to help you out to the best of my abilities, but I can only do so much. And they seem to understand that, but also I guess not. So they'd start hanging out with other people and stuff like that. And then this medical leave came up, and then today like I said, and then we came to find out that they called the human resources and said, yeah, I'm extending my medical leave. And they didn't tell their manager, and they didn't tell my manager, which was kind of a big deal. So I was like, why would you just do that? Like, last minute say, oh, by the way, I'm extending my medical leave. And then why would HR not tell us? Are they expecting that they're going to tell the management? Because I'm like, that makes no sense. So dealing with that, but I just like, I'm kind of done with it. It's really kind of hurt my feelings, and it's hurt my view of this person to the point of which I wish it hadn't. And it really bothers me now because I saw so much potential in this person, and like I said, I trained them to the best of my ability. I made time for them for meetings and stuff like that, and it just feels like everything I did was just like, oh, thank you for putting all this time in to just have me come back and say, yeah, screw you. So, yeah, I know I'm probably, but again, this is my conjecture that I was talking about is I feel that this person got involved with people that they shouldn't have gotten involved with. They should have just they should have just stayed away from certain people, and those people got a hold of them, and to some degree. And in all honesty, I feel that those people should have never been involved with this person at all. But I just took out a whole table of people. But, yeah. So, I'm a bit upset because of that. And, I mean, I wish no bad on anybody. I hope that this person figures out what they're after and what they're looking for and stuff. But, I also... this is the biggest, like, shooting yourself in the foot I've ever seen, ever, because I advised them on what to do. I told them the proper way that things should be handled. I said that there are better ways than just keeping quiet about things. You can talk to people, and we will be able to help you and figure things out. And then it comes down to, and I'm like, but there's also people you should avoid. You shouldn't be involved with certain people because all they'll do is drag you down and try to get you on their side so that when it comes around, the first thing that's going to happen is, first off, you're going to be talking all positive about something, and they're going to say, well, just wait because they'll turn on you or something like that. And then the first time you see something go bad, they'll be there to say, "See, we told you." They don't care. You're just part of their little game or something like that. I'm like, it's such a pathetic way of thinking, and it's also just a mindset of someone who just wants to constantly be the victim. And I'm like, so you have no self-respect that you can't just accept that maybe you cause your own problems, and now you have to drag other people down? I mean, if this, long and short of it, if this person loses their job because of this, it's not just their fault. It's going to be the people who manipulated them's fault too. Because, number one, I'll tell you, I honestly think that these guys started manipulating this person because they felt threatened. They felt threatened and felt that this person shouldn't be above them. And they wanted to make it so that this person ended up being under their thumb. And so they thought that they would have this person under their control, so to speak, so that they could be like, yeah, why don't you start talking about this next time you're in these meetings, because it'll make our lives easier. And I don't know. I sound like I'm losing my mind, I guess. It just really hurt my feelings when they started like not telling us about stuff and end up slacking on their job, and I was just talking to my boss today. I'm like, look, the thing is that I'm sorry if it sounds like this, but this is conjecture, and I don't want to, and sometimes my brain overthinks, and I think myself into a situation that's not good. And it bothers me that I can overthink like that, but sometimes my intuition's right. And I said, I'm like, look, I know I said this before, and again, it's probably just me. It's probably just my brain going wild because I overthink. But I have a feeling that it's something about who they were getting involved with and how their own mindset was and stuff like that, I think is what led to this situation. And they said, I think you're correct. I think it's a combination of both what this person was thinking about this position, and it may have upset them, and also I think it had something to do with the involvement of others, convincing them to do things that they probably shouldn't. And I'm like, well, I'm glad someone somewhat agrees with me on this, because it's been bothering me for a while that could think like this about someone, but it also bothers me that they would let people manipulate them. And it really concerns me that we have people that are ruining this person, and the thing that really bothers me is that if I could see it coming, why in the world didn't I do anything to stop it? And then my boss is like, well, that's not really your thing. It's not really your thing to be concerned about. And I'm like, yeah. And I think the best way I said it, I'm like, this is the biggest Rube Goldberg of shooting yourself in the foot I've ever seen. Because they put in all this effort, and then they probably were told by these guys, hey, you know that once this whole thing happens, they're going to screw you over. And I bet you that once this position changed and things happened, as soon as so-and-so said something about it to those guys, they went, see, we told you. They don't care. They're fucking you over. And, yeah, it's... And she's like, that could very well be something. I'm like, yeah. And but then again, I still said, I'm like, but it's still conjecture. It's... You won't escape. Like, there's no way to say that I'm right or not. But my boss is a very understanding person. She knows that I wouldn't really say anything unless I had a strong feeling on it. And knows that I don't say anything lightly either. So I just said, I'm like, look, don't take me seriously unless you think there's some type of... unless you think I might be onto something, because I don't want anyone to get in trouble. The last thing I want to do is get anyone in trouble. I try very hard to avoid trouble. And I don't like getting my friends in trouble, but I also have told people, I'm like, look, I'll help you as much as I can, but also I have to watch out for... I have to do my job. And... usually when I tell people that, I get the whole, oh, yeah, I get that. But then when I actually have to do my job, they're like, why would you do that? why would you just betray us like that or something? Like, why in the world would you think that I would risk my job solely for you? Like, I will say, if you need to, I will say to people, I'm like, look, you are endangering your own job. And I'm telling you right now, you need to shape up, or you need to, you need to shape up or do something, because all I'm seeing from you is a bunch of I don't care. And if you think that's going to fly here, it's not. Because I'll tell you, I will be the person who is, I'm going to be the only person who's going to say, hey, here we are. Here we are at this problem. And now, you're here, and I am dealing with you. I'm like, this is where you have a chance to turn around. And I figured that I had it figured out. But then again, I was also kind of told, hey, if it's done, it's done. So. And that's another thing, is I've always been told, when do I stop caring? When should I stop giving a damn? And the thing is I don't really ever stop caring. I really did not want to see this I wanted to see this person succeed to the best that they could. I would hope that down the line, if I found a better opportunity, that person could have taken on my job and been able to fill in for me or something like that. I was super hopeful for their future, and I was willing to recommend them in so many different ways, and it just all went to crap. And yeah, I know, I sound stupid. I think if there were any Republicans in the chat, they'd be like, you're such a woke little bitch. I'm like, yeah, well, you know, I actually give a damn about people. And that's about as political as I'm going to get. I just don't know why someone would throw away such a good opportunity. It just boggles my mind that you could be given such an opportunity and you just throw it away. You're given this chance to do so much, and then you're just, bye. It makes my head hurt.
Right, now I got my nose all worked up. Yeah, I have feelings, so sue me. Come on, get me close. Oh, I almost thought that was a nightingale floor. Whew.
Time to die! And I mean, I think I even said to this person that, look, I'll help you as much as I can, but the person who really needs, who can really help you the most is you. You have to want to help yourself out of situations and such. And I really wish that they had listened to me about how some people will just screw you over. And I think that's what's going to happen, sadly. I mean, who knows? Well, I do know in a certain situation that their tasks are going to be greatly reduced because we can't rely on them anymore. And we didn't want to do anything like that. We didn't want them to be demoted or anything, but they're kind of making it almost impossible for us. And I feel terrible about it. But if you can't let people help you, then what's the point? Yeah, it's... Yeah, that's my boring life, I guess. Being too trusting, caring too much, I guess. Kind of getting played. So. Probably better that I just don't trust people anymore. Or at least not easily anymore. I think the next person I train, I'll just be like, look, I trained one person that I thought was going to do good here, and they messed up. So I'll tell you right now, do a good job, and I'll be a bit more hopeful about it, but I'm not going to expect much out of you. But, yeah. I might just be an idiot and a fool, for all I know.
You must be the one Lady Nene speaks of.
You could say that, yes.
Good. Come. Lord Kuroda Kanbei awaits.
I was expecting something more discreet.
My lord will soon join Lord
I just
Hideyoshi
wiped
on
out,
the
like,
front
everyone
lines.
in this place.
But before he goes, he must secure Harima's borders. To do so, he has welcomed Lord Ukita Naoye, Daimyo Bizen, to attend a Rengakai today.
What is it with warlords and their poems?
An affirmation of the ties that bind our existing alliance. To be clear.
Tokube, I must inquire about those men from Shugen. I did not know they would be attending. Lord Kanbei has commanded the presence of all guests from the Western.
Ah, the young Lord Ukita Hideye. I trust your meeting with Lord Kanbei went well.
I think so. Yes. Oh! Who is that with you? You are unlike many of the guests we have here.
Oh boy.
What are you doing in Himeji?
I lost a bet with Lord Kanbei. Now I'm the new Rengashi.
Why would a Rengashi carry such armaments? To mete out punishment for bad verses?
You know a lot about this place for a young man, my lord.
As a hostage in the care of Lord Hideyoshi and Lord Kanbei, I have seen many faces come and go. I serve my father to keep the alliance between the Ukita clan and Lord Hideyoshi strong.
That's a big responsibility for someone your age.
Yes, I suppose. Goodbye for now.
Lord Kanbei, your other guest has arrived.
Kanbei. Oh, yeah. That's why I know it. Samurai
My friend,
Shimada
welcome.
Kanbei.
You
That's
must be the
different
one
Kanbei.
Lady Nene referred to. Yasuke's ally.
I am Naoe. I didn't expect Yasuke and me to be granted a social call from Lord Kuroda Kanbei. I hear you are in charge while Lord Hideyoshi is away. Some say even while he is around.
People exaggerate, and greatly at that. But we are not here to talk about me. There is an impending attack on Lord Hideyoshi's allies, orchestrated by a man who operates in the shadows.
What do you think this man in the shadows wants?
To destabilize our efforts against Mitsuhide? To stop me from marshaling allies and march towards Lord Hideyoshi? I would rather not speculate. I wish to expose this man and his forces in Harima, which is where you come in.
Where do I start?
Today's Rengakai serves as a reminder of our alliance with Lord Ukita Naoye, an ally we rely on to secure Harima's borders.
The boy's father.
You've met then? Good. Hideye was part of the terms of our alliance. He is young, but a bright, precocious boy, a perfect token for the continued goodwill of the Ukita clan. Above all, young Hideye understands his role. He has quickly learned to tamp down his instincts for sentimentality.
Maybe this sentimentality is exactly what a seasoned, war-hardened daimyo needs.
In our work, sentimentality is a liability for daimyo and warrior alike. We judge ourselves on how we fulfill our obligations. If you did not believe this, then we would not be talking now.
Lord Kanbei, I must interrupt. We will be starting soon. My father has arrived.
Of course. Thank you, my lord. Many of Lord Hideyoshi's allies will be gathered in one place. Do you understand?
You expect our target to attack today?
Understand what we will face up ahead. Afterwards, I hope you will join us at the Rengakai.
Join you in the one place I can't blend in? If you insist.
I would accompany you myself, but my rank simply refuses to do what I ask. Lord Hideye will show you the way.
So sorry to rant on that for a while, guys, but it's been something that's been bothering me for the last few weeks.
What makes you say that, young lord?
It's not every day I escort a shinobi to a Rengakai filled with daimyos and officials.
You're an accommodating host, my lord. What should I know about the Rengakai?
A Rengakai can be many things. A demonstration of insight, or a means to reflect on the nature of things. Given my father's presence, it is likely a declaration of intent, an extension of the alliance between our clans. Lord Yukinaga, on the way to the Rengakai?
I don't believe we've met. I am Lord Konishi Yukinaga.
I'm Naoe. What brings you to Harima, Lord Yukinaga?
I am assisting Lord Naoya in the reconstruction of the temples and shrines that were destroyed in previous years.
I thought Lord Naoya was a military ally.
Lord Naoya is concerned with the well-being of the people, especially now that it is Lord Hideya's home. These shrines and temples are a reminder to the young Lord Hideya that his father is always present, even when he is not.
Here you are.
An autumn's breeze fades. Gentle rains turn crystalline. Solid, yet brittle.
Changing of seasons. Another battle, same war.
Interesting.
Apologies, my lord. How might I refer to you?
This battle you speak of, what do you make of it?
Necessary. Mitsuhide has to go. For what he's taken from all of us.
You favor Lord Hideyoshi's chances?
I favor Mitsuhide's death.
I see. So, you know about Lord Nobunaga's passing. You sit in the company of daimyo. And yet, you are no merchant, not a monk, nor a poet.
I've been found out.
I would ask why you've come here. But I think I already know the answer.
Which is?
For similar reasons that I am here, I presume. Who do you serve?
I seek to help the people of Harima, if that's what you mean by similar reasons.
A conundrum. Despite all we do, all our capacity for greatness, we are inevitably bound to someone in our power. This Rengakai. The terms of engagement are set by Lord Kanbei's Hokku on the imagery of seasons.
The third poet stands
Someone
should
going to bed
reverse the
early?
Hokku, right?
No, you just wanted to put on
The third poet must not speak
Okay.
of
Well,
seasons.
Nana was here.
A little
Even if
early.
his heart tells him
Yeah, we went
it
to
is the
say hi
correct
again.
choice.
Oh. All right, so you found
It
your...
looks like you've prepared your lines already, my lord.
Bugga,
A
bugga, bugga.
stanza my son wrote for me.
Ah,
We do not see each other often.
that's not yours. Why are you
Arengakai
whining
seems
about
to be
it?
a good place to put his work
That's
to
not
good
yours.
use.
Why are you whining about it?
I will read it once my business in Harima is settled. My visit here has informed
one is that?
what I will speak about.
What might that be?
Whoa!
Regret.
Buckety, 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 buckety.
The huggy flower. Yearning for soil it knows. Petals
Gaga.
fall silent. The huggy flower. Hideye.
Don't let them escape!
It seems Lord Kanbei's hunch was right.
Like Daddy needs to start fighting again. Yeah. All right, buddy. I'll see you on my break. Yeah.
I could not stop all of them from escaping.
Escaping? What did they come for then?
Lord Kanbei, a handful of guards are dead. Commander Tokubei is nowhere to be found.
His body was not found among the dead.
Oh, now
No,
he
my
sounds
lord.
upset.
All casualties have been accounted for.
Except for one. They have taken my son. My son!
Lord Naoye, we must trust that whoever took Hideye will not harm him. There is no value in doing so. I will order a barricade of all roads in and out of Himeji. We will find him.
A barricade! I want our men on alert. My own security detail within Himeji. We should hope my son is found soon. For his sake. And for the sake of this peace, Lord Hashiba Hideyoshi so desires.
Could this be our man in the shadows?
Those attackers, the Ronin. You smelled it too, right?
Incense. An overpowering smell. Unlike any incense I have ever come across.
Oh boy.
In a few days' time, Lord Naoye and I will draw up the next terms of our agreement. A meeting in Himeji Castle.
Not without Hideye. We'll set out on a path to find him. I suspect that same path will lead us to the man responsible.
Lord Kanbei, we've arranged for transport back to your home in Himeji. You will be safe there.
Yasuke, Naoe, exercise caution and discretion. The Alliance cannot be threatened at this time.
Hideye is innocent, just a boy. His safety comes first.
You have our word, Lord Kanbei.
These daimyo use the boy as a pawn in their political game.
When you trade in human lives, everyone is up for barter.
Not if we can help it.
Then it is a good thing we have leads. The castle commander, Tokubei, is missing. There is also that strange scent.
Our target has been busy, but we know what to look for.
Hey, I was right.
Surprised to see a castle guard can afford this.
Go to sleep.
Better to keep out of sight.
I assassinate this guy through the door?
You are asking me where my husband has gone. I do not know. I wish I did. Whatever you are planning to do.
Goodbye.
Are you a friend of Tokube? What has that dolt gotten himself into this time?
I'm not sure. Can you tell me where to find him?
He has likely started gambling again, based on how many people he owes money to. Again. But then, I found this in his room. What is a watch commander doing with a shrine fortune? I don't think I've ever seen him pray.
Any idea where I can find him?
I bet he's at that gambling den in town. If you see him, tell him his dear wife can't wait to break his tailbone with her foot.
A fortune, but the characters don't make sense. A secret message? Why would Tokube go to the trouble of hiding this?
Focus. Anyway. Let's see. Alright, I've got a mark. Let's go. Keep forgetting I'm not Yasuke. I can't just go running off.
Someone is holding influence over Tokube. Where has he gone? The gambling den? It's worth a shot. Tokube has yet to resurface. I think this is it. A gambling den.
Move!
Better take care of those guards before going in.
I'm breakdance fighting. Oh.
Dead.
can't hide forever.
But I can. Forever hidden.
It's always on my watch.
Oh, come on, dear Ian. I still have my life. No matter how little it's worth now.
Tokube, you're quite naked.
It's you, from the Rengakai. Who sent you here? What do you want with me?
Calm down. I just want to ask you some questions.
Questions, you say? Fine, fine. Let's go outside and talk about it.
Okay. Ah, strip poker. Or whatever they're playing.
Just this way. Don't worry, I'm no threat to you. Which is why you should leave me alone.
Hey! Damn it.
Man, he's fast for a naked bear.
You'll never catch me.
One fast necking man.
No more. I can't run anymore. What do you want from me?
I told you, just questions. What happened at the Rengakai?
After you showed up, everything went to shit. All that killing. I had to run. But I'm innocent. Do you hear me? Innocent.
I went to your house and your wife was being threatened by thugs because of you.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. No. Oh, is she okay? Is my wife okay?
Oh, she's mad. But it's a rage born out of love, I think.
This is all my fault. She will never forgive me.
Tell me what you know about the attack at the Rengakai.
Men from Bizen offered money to stay at Himeji Castle.
Who ordered this attack?
Some samurai from Chugoku. On behalf of his master, I followed them, and they've infiltrated the castle. And once they received that weird code, all hell broke loose. I didn't think they would kidnap the son of a daimyo.
The strange fortune.
Keep it, burn it, I don't care. It's a bad omen, just like me. Especially to my wife.
You still have a chance to make this right. Tell me about the positions of the guests from Bizen.
I wrote it all down to cover my ass in case things got bad.
Go back to Himeji Castle. My ally Yasuke and I might need a friendly face inside.
Yes, a good idea. Oh, who? Me?
Your wife married a courageous man, did she not? You're resourceful. Smart enough to dodge debt-collecting thugs and murderous samurai.
I guess you're right. Fine. Back to Himeji Castle.
Back to Himeji
Maybe
Castle.
I'll check on my wife. Oh, maybe not. Oh, she's going to kill me.
No, she's just
And
gonna
I
break
have
your
you
tailbone.
to thank for that.
Better her to kill you than anyone else.
All right, guys. With that, we're going to go ahead and take our break. It'll be about 10-15 minutes, and then we'll be back. This portion should be up tonight around 8:30, 9 o'clock Central U.S. Standard Time. So we'll get this going, and hopefully it'll be up. Check that out on our YouTube at Spartan93 Gaming VODS on YouTube. As far as our schedule goes, Thursday will either be in Ark Survival Ascended, continuing our build up to the bosses, or we'll be in Portal 2 and Uno with Clay Dude. So we'll see how that goes. Then Saturday, we'll be back on the Gojulus build. Now that we've gotten past the core, we'll be working on the lower body, tail, and legs soon. So hopefully that'll go well. It might be a little quieter because I want to try to focus on the build more, but I will be open to questions, so please feel free to come with your questions. I'd greatly appreciate it. Yeah, and we are currently at 146 as far as followers go, but it says 147, so 4 or 3 more followers would get us to 150 followers, which gets our videos suggested and gets more people to come and watch our videos that want to watch our videos. And if you really want to help out the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and get rid of those pesky ads and help us out with our maintenance fees, server fees, groceries, and diapers for little baby Bray. We greatly appreciate it. And with that, I really don't have anything else except to say, remember to get out there, discover, explore, create, innovate. We'll see you here next time on Spartan93 Gaming. Love you guys. Take it easy. And thanks again to everyone who stuck around and listened to me rant. I appreciate that. Sometimes you just need to vent, you know. All right. See you in a bit.